Hey everyone, Egman here with another video, and probably one of my first unboxing videos in like probably over 3 months. It's insane. I didn't get any of the Draft Box 5 just because it was expensive and hard to get at the time, and then immediately didn't matter anyways because all the events were canceled. But these just came out this past week. I was able to get them at my local store, Collector's Cash. This video is not sponsored by them, but they have sponsored me in the past, and I really want to make sure that this store survives. After quarantine and everything. I don't think they will have an issue with it, but they do a lot of online orders and everything. So if you need to support a small store, definitely support Collector's Cash or just your own small store in general. Make sure that they still are around after all this and events can still happen. But yeah, let's jump on into it. We're going to go with the red one first. And so if you don't know, these are what, just 11 cards. Or is it 13? It might be 13. But just the expansion set cards, and then also a box. And I'm hoping that this box is going to be comparable to the box that we got for like the Saiyan expansion set, like almost 3 years ago. Was it 2018? Which introduced Overwhelm. They had some really nice boxes, and then since then all the prize boxes have been kind of like the build yourself ones. So hopefully these ones will be up to snuff, because those boxes were fantastic. I really like them. They really hold up. I mean, I still have them now, and I've been really tempted just to buy a couple online, even though they're just like $1 or $2, just because they fit the cards for this game so well. And I feel like other deck boxes don't really do a good job at making sure that everything stays where it's supposed to be. All right, so here it is. Ooh, it even has a oh cool. Has a little divider in it as well. That's very slick, literally. So that's awesome as well. Yeah, pretty cool box. It's pretty much all the promo cards. So there's Gotenks, Goku, Vegeta, and then Frieza as well. But yeah, this definitely feels pretty good quality-wise. Maybe still not as, maybe a little bit more flimsy than the expansion set ones, but definitely better than like the prize cards ones we get that you have to build yourself. All right, let me open up this plastic. Maybe I'll have to get the scissors out. Yeah, here we go. Hopefully I don't cut the cards. Yeah, there we go. I haven't like really touched physical cards in a while too. There we go. All right. So we've got, let's see, we've got one of the foil Gotenks. We've got the foil leader, and I think, okay, yeah, so it's a foil of every card and then a non-foil of every card as well. And I wasn't sure if they were doing that, especially like if you think of like how the Surge expansion cards came out. It was just a couple of random ones, but it looks like everything will have one foil and non-foil set from it, which is super nice. Makes it a little easier to collect these. And I mean, definitely like leaders, you want foil if you're running the leaders, and then all the other cards as well. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know how I feel about this leader. It's a Universe 7, which is nice, and it's Vegeta. And it's a Red Saiyan. But, I don't know. This definitely feels like a first draft. Like, I feel like, as I've really said before, whenever, like, Bandai makes a new set of cards or, like, a new thing, especially, like, if you look at that, like, the first multicolor cards, the multicolor cards were kind of meh, but, like, Bojack has survived the test of time because people still run that one. And I feel like these are definitely really good for, like, starting the archetype, but they're not insanely powerful. Because, like, if you look at, like, the Surge leaders of Goku and Piccolo, both of those are, like, so good, and before they got nerfed in this past set, like, everyone was running them. They're probably still going to be running the Goku, but there's that. And let me just run quickly through what these cards do. You probably already know what all of them do as well, and this Vegeta is kind of nice. It's nice that we get a foil leader guaranteed, which we haven't had for a really long time. But of these guys, so Gotenks is all right. I don't know, being able to play this for free is all right. We don't have that many red Vegetas, but there could be some potential ones from later. This is a 1-drop that lets you look for a red Universe 7 or what any of your what a red Unison card is specified at any cost of 2. So we do have some new ones coming out in the next set as well. But it is tied strictly to a red Vegeta leader, so that's kind of iffy. But we do have like the other Vegeta, the one from Turn to Power is also red Universe 7 Vegeta as well. So this could be like a potential. This could be like a better version of what is it? Oh geez. Oh man, I'm totally flubbing. The 2-drop red Denial of Hope. Yes, so this is like an alternative Denial of Hope. If you're running Unison cards, it's slightly better, but you still have to crit a life. So there's that. There's this Frieza, which is interesting. Being able to play it for free, it's also unique. And then being able to just play this guy for free, I think is fine. Like, especially because it's a 10k blocker as well. Because if you have a red Unison card with a specific cost of 2 in play, no battle cards in your play, you can play this card from your hand. At the end of your turn, if your leader card's power is currently being increased, switch this card to active mode. So I think like this is probably like one of the more universal cards because this isn't restricted to this red Vegeta leader. And if anyone is playing just like red Unison cards anyways, that's fine. And like he's even like a 10-drop is great too because most of the other free blockers are like 5Ks as well. So having him be a 10K is really nice. All right, so there's all of that. Let's put them in our handy dandy new box. Yeah, I'm really liking these boxes. All right, and going through for the Topo, which is super cool because this is our first Topo leader. And if you haven't seen that me make like 2 or 3 deck profiles for this guy, I really do like this Topo leader. I think he's going to be good, especially like if you're considering of all the Vekinks or Vegeks decks that are coming out that are just swarming the board. He can just be a really good leader to prevent your opponent from swarming. But on the fronts, Vegeta, we got Dispo, Topo, and then Jiren. And the card is also Jiren. I'm not sure if these are random or not, because they're both like just like this was the Goku one as well. So I'm not sure if they're just one of the faces, but that's what we have there. Let me open up this bad boy. This one is wanting to open a little bit nicer. Right. We got this Vegeta. We got this Topo that I'm going to be using almost immediately. We've got Belmod, Marcetti, or is that how it? Marcetia, sorry. Dispo, Casserole, and then Spirit Fist. And also we also get all these non-foiled as well. So looking at these cards, I also don't think like this Vegeta is terribly overpowered, and it's probably because they're going to be trying to get you to play, buy the next set and buy like the Super Saiyan Gogeta one. That's also 2-drop yellow specific. But I don't think this is like a terrible card, being able to just rest your cards and add markers to this. And then also like its -1 ability is fine as well. Your opponent can't attack with I'll let you guys look at that one. But yeah, your opponent can attack with battle cards with any cost greater than their current energy until the end of their next turn. The -3 ability on this one's probably going to be pretty tough to do though. But if you play this as like a 4-drop though, this would be fine. Or even if you play like 3 energy to do it, then rest one of your cards to make this a double strike dual attacker with 20k. That's not like too terrible to do. The rest of these cards, Dispo is probably alright because you just play them for free and use a crit, so that's fine. Yeah, if you have yellow Unison card with specified cost of 2 in play, no battle cards in play, you can play this card from your hand. So you can just do this, and it's not restricted to Universal Leader. So he can be pretty good if you're playing like a Unison aggro deck of sorts. Let's see, this one's probably alright too. Like he works with Vegeta too because you can play him and then you can switch into rest and switch one of your opponent's cards to rest, and this also helps you find Vegeta, so you can like turn 1 play this, find this, turn 2 play this, rest your Casserole, and then turn one of their things to rest mode as well. If you're playing like a mono yellow build, that's fine. This one's kind of weird because it doesn't get around barrier. It's like Crusher Ball, but it doesn't get around barrier or deflect. But you do get to also have like the additional active main where if your leader is Universe 11 and it's your turn, choose up to one of your leader cards or one of your yellow Unison cards with specific cost of 2 gets plus 10k power for the turn. So like you can get like, this is more flexible of a card, but it doesn't do, I still think like just Crusher Ball is probably better. This one's interesting too, so it's a barrier. It becomes a 2-drop for 19k, which is pretty good. If you have a yellow Unison card in play, and this card attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode. Can't be switched to active mode until the start of your next turn. So if like you're playing like more like heavy like control, this could be a good card for this. But it's just kind of, I don't know, it feels kind of slow in that regard, and I'd rather just play a card that KOs something. But this one, it's like for 2 energy for a 19k is pretty good. And then there's Belmod, who just has like a lot of versatility as well. Becomes a 2-drop on your opponent's turn. And yeah, counterplay. This card is play. The card being played is play in rest mode, then play this card. So it's like the same thing as Spirit Fist, but it's not. Actually it's a 2 energy Crusher Ball in a lot of ways, because it does get around barrier, but does not get around deflect. Because the card being played, it's not choose a card that has been played. And then counterattack, negate the attack, play this card, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and negate skills for the turn. So that can be kind of good too, but for 2 energy. And then yeah, during your opponent's turn, if you have a yellow Unison card with specified cost of 2 in play, boost the energy of this card in your hand by 2. So I could see this card being kind of good as well. I mean, yellow has like a lot of like good 2 energy options. For example, Bergamo is a really good option. Are also like the 4-drop Bardock, that, you know, the 2-drop combo. But I think this could be good, especially since if your opponent's only playing 1 card per turn, you can make sure that they rest something, and you can make sure that you're playing 1 card per turn too, 1 in your turn, 1 in your opponent's turn. But that's all the cards here. I definitely like the yellow one a lot more. If you haven't noticed, I think this Topo can have a lot of consistency and potential. Potentially be really good in this upcoming set, just because you're able to prevent your opponent from swarming the field, and I think that's what the meta is going to be slowly turning towards, at least during the beginning, with Vajix, or however you pronounce his name. But that should be it. Let me know what you guys think. I'll probably do another box opening. I'm planning on getting set 10 cards, so if I get a box of that, I'll open that for sure, and probably all the starter decks as well. But let me know which one of these 2 you like more, and I'll catch you all next time.